What's good? What's good, people? Smash the like button in the stream, guys. What's good? I hope you guys are well. What's good? What's good, everyone? Salute, Long Knife 77. What's good, bro? Yes, HR. What's good, bro? You good? You good? We got a lot to catch up with. We got a lot to talk about. Anyone wants to jump on, you're more than welcome. Smash the like button in the stream, guys. Let's get the party started. Let's get the party started. Yo, D Money, what's good? What's good, brother? What's good to everybody in the house? I hope you guys enjoyed the action. We got Ryan Garcia fighting tonight as well. That's going to be good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Ryan back in action. That's going to be on DAZN. It's good timing because I'm actually going to be fast, obviously waking up for fast. So I won't go back to sleep until, the fight finishes. So that'll be good. Yeah. What did you make of Triple G? Today? What did you make of Triple G? What did you make of that fight? Triple G came. He put in a good look. I thought he looked good, man. A lot of people weren't that impressed. A lot of people said, well, he looked kind of old. He looked kind of slow. He looked kind of sluggish. But I don't know, man. I thought he looked good. I thought G was on point, personally. That's just my opinion, but I don't know what you guys thought. I thought G looked pretty good. I thought he looked pretty good. Guys, get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. I'm waiting for your questions. Get those questions in, peeps. Get those questions in. Just waiting for you guys to enter the stream. What's good? What's good? Waiting for you guys to get those questions in. Where is everyone? One seems busy. D-Money says GG has a chance to beat Canelo. Yeah, a lot of people giving him no chance. I was hoping he would lose. Why? Why were you hoping that he loses? A lot of people think that he's got no chance whatsoever. They think he's going to get battered in the rematch. We'll have to wait and see. I think. I think obviously Canelo's a sound favorite going into that fight, but I think to overlook Golovkin is silly, man. I think Golovkin's dangerous. I was hoping he would lose, says Long Knife 77. Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Waiting for people to enter the stream, so we can get this party started. Where is everyone today? It's Saturday. Maybe people are out. Waiting for people to enter the stream. Where's everyone? Yeah, so get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. Let's get those questions in. Ray 4Y. Yo, Imran, what's good? What's good, Ray? I'm all good, brother. How are you? How are you? Get those questions in, guy. What do you guys make of Golovkin's performance, man? Did you think Golovkin looked poor? Do you think he looked good? What chance do you give him against Canelo? Personally, I liked it. I think the way he's 40 years of age. He's not going to look like the old self. There is going to be a little bit of slippage, but look, he came back from adversity. It looked like Murata was having a good look. Murata was doing very well. And then Triple G came back, man. He came back and stopped, Murata. At this age, for him to rally and come back and then beat Murata, that's good, man. That's good at this age and where he's at. You have to be impressed with that. You have to respect that. That's good, man. That's good, D-Money, man. You good? Where he's at.
What's up, bro?
I can hear myself echoing, bro. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, I turned it off.
Yeah. What's good, man? Are you good?
I'm good, bro. How are you, man? Bro, I'm a huge fan, man.
Oh, good, bro. Oh, good. Bro, what did you make of Golovkin's performance?
I thought it was good, bro. Like you said, for to be a 40-year-old, Murata's not, something you could just take lightly, man. That dude is coming forward, man. He got bombs. So you got to be able to weather that. So I thought he did good. He had that slow start. I think
Mm.
I gave Murata the first couple of rounds, but after that, I think Murata was going in there trying to get Triple G out of there, and once he couldn't get him out of there, it just started to go downhill from there.
Yeah,
What were
like
you
early
saying?
on, it looked quite shaky. Early
Mhm.
on, I thought it looks like Golovkin, man. He might. Murata was pushing him back. He was hurt. I felt
Mhm.
like he was pushing him back, and he was like, "Whoa, looks a bit shaky here." But then Golovkin kind of, after I think Golovkin changed it. You know when his mouthpiece went out.
Yeah, that was yeah,
Yeah, that was a killer, man. It looked like that
that was
changed
good.
the fight dynamic of the fight. But yeah, 40
Yeah.
years of age, man, for him to be performing like that, that's incredible, man.
But I give Murata a lot of points for
Yeah,
toughness. But do you rate Murata? Like you think like I don't know because that defense, man. I
yeah, he had no head movement, eh?
nothing. No, did he block? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you
No,
know.
it wasn't. He wasn't the most skilled fighter.
Hmm.
Um, you'd expect more from an Olympic gold medalist from a fundamentally sound point of view, but I thought he did all right. I think he did the best he could possibly do.
Yeah.
I just think Golovkin, man, Golovkin's just really good. He's really good. He was a level above Murata. We knew that.
Yeah.
The only way he was going to beat Golovkin is if Golovkin had aged to the point where he was shot, basically.
Hmm.
But obviously Golovkin's not shot. He's not the like Golovkin's not what he used to be, yeah?
Right. Of course not.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
now if we look forward and look at the Canelo fight, how do you see that one playing out?
Man, look, I like Triple G. He was one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
But Canelo's just looking like in his prime, man. He's looking peak, and
Mhm.
against Murata, like you said in those early rounds, like he did, he was looking like a lot of people I think on social media were like, oh, he's looking washed, Triple G's
Mhm.
looking washed. You see him, they were trying to feed that narrative, but he just kind of like turned it all around.
Mhm.
But it stayed in there. But yeah, against Canelo, I just don't see it, man. I know he would take. I think he would take it super personal. I don't know. I've heard that there's bad blood between
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know you talk about that a lot too. So I would definitely be interested, but especially with like he can't take the shots that he took today against Murata against Canelo. If he takes those type of shots, he's out of there. That's
Yeah,
that's me though. I don't
yeah,
think Triple G
yeah.
can take those shots from Canelo.
Thing is with Triple G, like we've never really seen him go down or never really seen him get hurt in the sense that he's about to go. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them, like
Right.
you know how it was with Mayweather, where like we'd had like people were saying, oh, Mayweather would lose to this guy, but until you actually see Mayweather lose, you ain't gonna believe it.
Right.
And the same thing with Golovkin. Until I see Golovkin go down and hurt and look like he's gonna get knocked out, I won't kind of believe it. Do you know what I mean? So Canelo's gonna
Yeah.
have to do that. It would like I don't know. Canelo's got not much to gain, has he?
With beating Golovkin, I don't think so. I don't think so. You don't think like what chance do you give Canelo of getting Triple G out of there if they fight?
I don't know. It's a tough one because a lot of people are saying that a lot of people saying that Golovkin looked gassed. He looked like he was getting hurt to the body. But I've watched some of Triple G's old fights, and Golovkin always looks like that in the sense that he's breathing and gasping for air. But
Mm-hmm.
he never really goes down, or he never really. I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe Canelo might knock him out. I don't know. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be body. I don't think Canelo's going to knock him out to the head. No chance.
Yeah. But that's the thing though. Like, and I was seeing that too. Like in the commentary was talking about it. Like, oh, he's getting hurt to the body, Triple G. So, and you know how Canelo is with those body
Mm,
shots.
mm,
So I don't know, man. I don't give him a good chance, and I don't know. Like you said, Canelo doesn't have too much to gain, but I think it'll kind of like put to like bed the Triple G trilogy.
mm.
It'll put that to done. Like I'm already kind of over it, but I don't know if you're too interested, but like I know if he beat him again, like okay, you say he lost the first time, the second time he won. Now we did it 3 times. I beat you, so let's see.
Yeah, yeah. I would prefer to see him fight better Bia, to be honest.
Yeah, look, man. Now I'm one of the ones like I just think 175. I just think that's a territory that Canelo he should stay away from, man. I don't think he should mess with those dudes, man.
You think he beats Bivol?
Ah, I think he can. But I think Bivol, man, his style, man, I think it gives Canelo like a lot of issues. Like it's gonna be a battle for Canelo to get inside. You know, when you
Mm,
watch Bivol fight, he always tries to keep people on the outside, but he's constantly like not out of range, but just
mm,
on that like border, you know, to where he can hit you and then get away when you try to hit him, you know. So
mm,
that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like Canelo, he's gonna have to. He can't if he does that high guard, you know, waddle thing, you know, walking,
mm.
you know, like he's done plant and you know, walking people down. I don't see that working against Bivol. He just moves too well. He moves without running. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna run from Canelo. He's just gonna stay in that. So I don't know, man. But yeah. So I'd say a pure boxing standpoint, Bivol is like A grade, and then a fighter standpoint, better BF. Who you give if who would you give a better chance of beating Canelo, Bivol or better BF? I think you're gonna say better BF.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think better BF is just a destroyer.
yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
comes and breaks you in half, and I don't know if Canelo's ever fought anybody like he's fought Golovkin, of course, but
Right, right.
better BF is bigger than Golovkin,
Way bigger.
and he's a skilled amateur. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's a horrible fight for Canelo. You know, when you
That's what
throw,
I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying that
you know,
dude's.
he's an absolute killer. What do you make of Canelo going vegan?
I didn't even. I see that in the chat right now. I don't even believe. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
went
yeah.
vegan. Okay.
Yeah, he said
Nice.
he's feeling good. He said he's feeling good going vegan, you know. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of like going vegan. Because they do say it's healthier, it is healthier,
Mhm.
but whether it will help him in the fight, I don't know. A lot of people are going vegan nowadays, but I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know he's looking huge, man. He's looking huge. But
Massive.
do you think that that's good for fighting Bivol though? Like I don't think like Canelo already had enough power. I don't think you need more power to beat somebody like Bivol. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You got to be able to like cut him off the ring and go 12 rounds.
yeah. I think he's got to be. I think he's got to be quick because
Got to be
Bivol's
quick.
naturally quick at that weight. Canelo, when he fought Kovalev, was quite sluggish. He was
Right.
slow.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and against Bivol, that might be dangerous. You know.
And that's my thing too. How many rounds did you predict it going? I don't know if you did your prediction yet, but I think you said you might have mentioned how many rounds you think he's gonna go with Bivol.
I don't know. I don't know. Like as I watch Bivol more, I'm not sure if Canelo can stop him. Maybe if he stops him, it'll be like round 10, 11.
10,
Remember,
11.
Plant took him 11 rounds.
Right, and then that's what I was thinking. Like Kovalev too. What was that? 11,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So you know, like Bivol a whole nother level up to me
yeah, yeah,
from those two. You know, because
yeah,
Kovalev, you know, not in his prime, but he's old now. So I don't, you know, people saying like, oh, Bivol's gonna get knocked out in the ninth round. Like I don't see where we're getting at. You know, he's like a whole nother level, and it took Canelo 11 rounds for them to. So I think this definitely going the distance. And Bivol, like man, he barely gets hit. Did you see the boxing gyms did this like breakdown? Did you watch that? Have you seen that yet?
No, no, no. What
Yeah,
did
yeah.
what did he say?
Basically, he just like did a like really in depth breakdown of like Canelo and Bivol and like how they would match up, and he had showed this like CompuBox thing or just like statistic to where it showed that Bivol like rarely gets like he's over Lomachenko and like the percentage of like hitting somebody and not getting hit. Like Bivol does
Mm,
not get hit in his fights, like
mm.
barely at all. So yeah, but it's a really you should check it out. It's a really good video, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
I'll definitely check that out. I I'm just really intrigued about that fight. Who do you
mhm.
think wins, by the way, Bivol or Beterbiev?
Now, see, that was one for Bivol that I said he might that might be the end of the road because Better
Mm,
BF can box. Like he's not just like a pure brawler, you know what I'm
mm,
saying? Sort of like a Wilder type of thing. He's not that type of thing. Like he can really box for real, for real. And you know, I just think he he would close the gap, and once he closes the gap on Bivol and gets inside, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't know. I think it would be hard though. Either way, that'd be a great fight, and I think it's probably gonna happen if depending on the situation with Canelo how it goes.
What do you make of this? GGG is 2-0 over Cinnamon Boy says he obviously a GGG fan. Which
Yeah.
obviously, what do you make of those first two fights? Do you think Golovkin won them both?
No, I agree with you. No, I think he lost the second one. They were close. Both of them were close. Well, I think the first one wasn't as close as the second one, but I think I gave Canelo the second one.
So you think Golovkin won the first one?
I do. Yeah.
I agree. I think it should be 1-1 right now, and that's why.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, Golovkin made a point. He made a point that if Canelo felt so personal about this fight, why did it take him 4 years to fight me again?
Yeah, because I think Canelo felt that he won the second one. So I feel like he kind of redeemed the loss. Like he proved that he can beat him, and he was kind of done with that. But I haven't kept up with them going back and forth. What was he saying? Like Canelo was saying it was personal, like he wanted to fight him again. Or?
Yeah. Canelo basically said it's personal, and then Golovkin said, if it's so personal, then why didn't you fight me right away? Like, because I wanted to fight you. I wanted the trilogy right away. But you obviously took 4 years, so it shows that it wasn't that personal. If you feel that way about me, then why didn't you fight me right off the back?
What are you saying? I know that's your boy.
You know what? I like both Golovkin and Canelo. I think Golovkin gets a bad rap. I think for me, Golovkin's like, he's a great man. I do. I think Golovkin.
Yeah. Hall of Famer, easy.
Yeah. He's a great fighter, and I don't think he gets the respect because I think he got jobbed in, like he got a draw in the first fight, and then he lost the second fight. But I just think that Canelo's more accomplished. He's done a lot more.
Yeah.
I think he's taken more risks. He's done a lot more, and obviously the fact that he's the cash cow and the fact that he, the money goes with Canelo. So I think he's able to do that as well. Like Golovkin's not able to do that. However, I feel like Golovkin also hurt his own legacy by not fighting Andre Ward, who I actually think he would have been a very, very tough fight for. I don't think that would have been an easy fight for Ward because I think Golovkin's style would have been a problem for Ward. Even though Ward's really good, I don't know, stylistically, that would have been a great fight. That would have been a great fight. That wouldn't have been an easy fight for Ward. I know a lot of people would say Ward beats him and stuff, but stylistically, I would have loved that fight. Like, I actually think Ward probably has a much better. I think Ward would probably beat Canelo a lot. Like, if he was going to win out of the two, I think he probably beats Canelo because Canelo's more of a boxer puncher. Golovkin's more of a pressure fighter. So he's on top of you. So I don't know whether I don't know. Because for me, Canelo would have to do something different against Ward. I don't think he could box him like that. I think Canelo would have to become like an aggressive pressure fighter. But Golovkin does that. That's Golovkin's game.
Right.
That's Golovkin's game. So
yeah,
I think that would have been a very difficult fight for Ward, the Golovkin fight. So I don't know why he didn't take that chance, And there was other fights there. Broch. Why didn't I don't know with Golovkin. He's a funny one. I don't know why he didn't ever move up.
Yeah, and he stayed here, or he's been in middleweight for a while, right? So
exactly.
I don't, maybe he feels uncomfortable with that, but yeah, I agree, man. He's one of the greats, and I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't take those chances, type of thing.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I think he could have had a much greater legacy.
Yeah.
If you look at Golovkin's resume, who's he really fought? Really?
Nobody, man. Nobody.
And
then he's had some spotty, like that Derevyanchenko's fight and stuff like that. He had some spotty, wins and stuff, shaky. Like, so it's like, but I feel like you said, that's why he's so upset with this whole Canelo thing, because it's like the majority of everybody says that he beat him the first time, but it don't show up on the record. That would be huge for his legacy. You're the one guy other than
Yeah, yeah,
Floyd
yeah,
that beat Canelo. Like that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
You could
yeah,
just
yeah,
have that one win is better than all of the other wins that you
yeah,
have
yeah,
on your whole
yeah, yeah,
resume, but you don't have it
yeah,
technically.
yeah. But Floyd was different though. Floyd was just like he was really good in the sense that like he totally washed Canelo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Totally beat Canelo comfortably. All but a younger Canelo, but still, I think Mayweather was just very, very good at that point.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
Canelo wasn't as good. Canelo wasn't at that point. Like, would you say Canelo was a top 10 pound for pounder at that point?
Close,
Yeah.
close. I think the jump that he's taken from that all the way to where he is now is like significant. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a significant jump. Yeah.
Mm.
He's definitely coming to like he's like at a stage where he's just like comfortable where he is. Like I don't even know if he's like learning at this point. It's almost like, what I'm saying, you're always learning, but it's just like he's just like reached like the top of where
Mm.
he's probably gonna be at,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
dominating at that spot. But I don't know. But he's another one too, man. Because for me, like, how do you feel about him not fighting Benavidez and then getting undisputed at 168, but not fighting Benavidez?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. For me, not fighting Benavidez, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not hugely sold on Benavidez. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people think he's the like best at the weight and stuff. I just think Benavidez he's a good fighter, but I don't really think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think that fighting Benavidez is like the be all or end all. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Benavidez, like, what's he done in the game at this point? He's just like hearsay. People hyping him
Yeah.
up. But
Right.
who's he beat where I can say, well, he's got to fight Benavidez.
Right.
It's just people's eye test, right? It's just people saying, well, Benavidez is really good.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like, I don't know how good Benavidez is. Like, do you know what I mean? He might be a really good fighter. Don't get me wrong. At this point, he's just a bit unproven. So, do I really think? I don't. By the way, I think Canelo beats Benavidez quite comfortably.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Um, I th- I think he beats Benavidez, but I think it's a good fight though. It's a good fight. It's not. I think Benavidez is an A-level fighter. You think he's an A-level fighter?
Who are we putting Benavidez against again?
Canelo.
Canelo? Oh, yeah, I definitely have to go with Canelo. Like as far
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I know,
yeah.
Is he an
Benavidez.
A-level fighter,
But he's
Brent?
the A-level fighter.
I mean, he hasn't been fighting on A-level competition. He has
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good style. He has a
Yeah,
really, really good style, but he's just a bit unproven, at this point in time. So
yeah,
I don't know. To call him A-level fighter, that's a bit premature, I would say.
yeah.
yeah,
For me, A-level is like, let me see who I can like. Murata for me is like a B+ level fighter. I'm not gonna give Murata an A-level fight. Like he's not an A-level fighter, and I don't think a lot of it has to be with eye test because a lot of guys they can't, like Andrade, for example. Andrade can't fight anybody, but that doesn't make him a B-level or C-level fighter. Like you can tell, like yeah,
Mm.
this guy, he's an A-level fighter. You could tell, like if we
mm,
put him against these B-level guys, like he's gonna beat them. You know what
See,
I'm
my
saying?
my 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 A level is very high. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, okay.
My A level is like Canelo, Floyd, Crawford, and guys like that. Whereas,
Yeah, I put those like A+. I do that. I put the
all
little
right, fair
yeah.
enough.
So
Yeah, it's just the
A
way you
minus
grade it. Eh?
A, yeah,
Yeah,
A minus A+, and then there's A++, and that's like that's pound for pound one type of thing.
yeah,
That's how I
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Fair
So
enough.
it's
It's
yeah,
the way you grade it, eh? But like,
to be honest though, like I do find it interesting how you think that Murata is around B+ level. I feel like that if I feel like that Triple G, if he had a fought and beat Andrade instead, that it hold the same amount of weight. Like if Andrade never had to drop this belt, and then it would hold the same amount of weight.
to
The
be
only
no,
the,
no, no. I
the
don't
only
think so.
difference the only difference between
Oh
Andrade
yeah,
and Murata is the fact that Andrade has simply just fought more opponents. But you who's his best opponent? Liam Williams, and Liam Williams to Murata's best opponent. Like they're all around the same level. If you would ask me.
Yeah, the resumes are light, but Andrade, like you look at his like skill level and the way he's
Even
beating
then,
these guys, like
even
like
then,
Murata,
even
how long has he even
because he
had
did.
that belt?
Yeah, he Liam Williams was touching Andrade up. Andrade's been dropped before. Like his skills they're not all that impressive to me. To me,
Okay, Imran, what you saying, man? I don't know about all
I like Andrade. I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he'd have an easy time with Murata. I don't think it would be like a walk in the park. Do you know what I mean? Murata's
Yeah,
showed me something in there tonight.
yeah.
Like personally, I don't know. Do you think he beats Golovkin? Do you think Andrade beats Golovkin right
I
now?
think those are two. Me personally, shoot, that'd be a close fight. I'd really have to think about it, but I think he has a really like those are two A-level fighters to me. But on what he said that if Triple G would have beat Andre and took his belt, that it would have just been the same reaction as him beating Murata today. You agree with
Oh
that?
no!
I
I
don't know about
I
reaction.
think he'd get more credit.
I didn't
He'd
say a
get more.
reaction. Now, I'm just saying as far as like the overall weight because they
I think what
both a
Brendan
lot.
is saying, I think what Brendan is saying is like, in his opinion, that
Yeah.
it's not that much of a bigger feat to him that beating Murata and beating Andrade because they haven't, neither of them have done a lot. Do you know what I mean?
See what I'm
So
saying?
you're
Yeah.
going on the eye test. You're going on the eye test and saying
Right.
Andrade is better than Murata. But I think what Brendan is trying to say, what has Andrade done to say he's levels above Murata? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, that's it. But even if we do look at this, the skill sets themselves, and forego the resume. Of
Mhm.
course, Andrade has. You can't say more dynamic defense, just better defense in general than Murata. Because Murata eats punches with his face like all
But
That's
here's
day.
the
right.
problem,
Right.
though.
Right.
Here's the problem, though, Brendan. Andrade hasn't. Does Andrade have power to really hurt Golovkin?
I don't think he's as powerful as Murata. I don't think he's as strong
So
as
then,
Murata.
okay, he might
Nah.
outbox Golovkin, but for how long?
That's definitely a point I was going to get to because if Andrade is gassing by like the ninth round against
Mhm.
Williams,
Hmm.
like somebody an operator like Triple G is could tear him apart.
Yeah.
Save he doesn't go to the body or nothing like that. Like an operator like Triple G is definitely, he could tear him apart.
And is Andrade as tough as Murata? Is he got
No,
the chin? Has he got the
no,
toughness? Has he got all of that? Because Murata showed
absolutely.
me
I'm gonna
Murata.
say, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say absolutely no on that one. Going off of the Liam Williams fight, purely because whenever he would get hurt by a counter right hand from Liam Williams, his go-to move is simply to just clinch and hold on for dear life. Especially if you watch that, and I know he buzzed him in like either the third or the sixth round, but I know for sure that ninth round when he smashed him with that counter right, Andrade hugged for like, and I'm not exaggerating, for almost like 45 seconds, like 45 to 60 seconds, like just hugging for dear life. It looks almost comical. And, when I think about the type of wars that Triple G can drag you into, and then I think about that type of hypothetical fight, and then I think about, Andrade's endurance and his own punch resistance, and it's not looking pretty good. Like the best thing that Andrade has going for him against somebody like Triple G, based off of the fight that we just seen this morning, is his mobility, and he does have like kind of an awkward style. He does have an awkward style, but it's just his punch resistance and he has a pretty leaky defense too. Like, man, Liam was touching him up. Like, I think a lot of people haven't just sat down and just like watched that. Don't get me wrong, Andrade won basically every round, but you can still win every round and have leaky defense and get touched up when you shouldn't get touched up. Especially if you're in the same conversation fighting somebody like a Canelo Alvarez. Like, I just hold him to high standards. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
See, Golovkin's a problem for everybody because Golovkin's a pressure fighter.
Right.
But if Andrade's gonna beat Golovkin, it's now. Yeah. If Andrade can't beat Golovkin now, then he would have never have beaten Golovkin because we know 4 or
Of
5 years
course.
ago Golovkin probably wipes the floor with every middleweight. Like, so if Andrade is gonna fight Golovkin, he beats him now. This is the best chance, Brendan, for Andrade to beat Golovkin, right? Even though I think stylistically it's horrible. That fight, both Brendan and D-Money, that style is horrible for Andrade. Trust me.
No, it is.
Style is horrible. Imagine him walking Andrade down, because as soon as Andrade can't hurt him, it's a wrap, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why, bro. Hold on. Let me say something. Hold on. Yeah. Because with this whole thing, like, Imran, why do you think that Andrade doesn't have power? Literally everybody he fights, almost everybody he fights, he puts him down in the first round.
I agree. He does have speed. He does have speed. You know who he reminds me a little bit of? Can you know what? When Amir Khan used to fight in his prime, he put a lot of guys down early on in fights as well. Can you remember the Maidana fight, the Lamont Peterson fight? But the thing is, the difference between these guys' type of power, the fighters get acclimatized to their speed. Andrade's got fast hands. So guys get shocked by his speed. Liam Williams got put down. Then he got acclimatized by his speed, right?
Yeah.
But once you get acclimatized to the speed, the power, you see a lot of the times in Andrade fights, he gets ahead in fights. First 5 or 6 rounds, he dominates. Then he the fight gets boring. It gets boring. He just kind of goes through the fight, with not much happening, because fighters get used to the speed. Then he's not got much power. Once you get acclimatized to it, he's hurting guys because he's fast. When you're fast, you can hurt guys because you're catching them early. But as you see the rounds go on, fighters start taking his punches a lot better. Also, we have to realize that Andrade is fighting not great competition. Hurting Liam Williams is different to hurting Golovkin. Golovkin's got one of the best chins I've ever seen. Like, I'd say legit, Golovkin's chin is probably the best chin ever. Like, if you were to make a top 10 list of chins, Golovkin probably makes top 5. So
yeah. But who's he fought though that can crack him too?
Canelo.
Other than Canelo.
Two Canelo, brother. Hey, man, you fight Canelo twice, man.
Yeah.
He plus shots, bro. That's on 2 separate occasions.
I give you that.
And he fought Danny Jacobs as well. He got some.
He's a big middleweight. Like, he's a big middleweight. Claude, what do you think, man? Claude's an Andrade fan. He likes Andrade. Claude, what do you think, bro?
I heard what you guys were saying, and you know what? It's not that I'm so much of an Andrade fan as I want to see good fights.
Yeah.
I just want to see good fights, and I think Andrade takes too much flack for a guy who has not been able to prove himself. Some of his fault, some fault of other fighters who just don't want to fight him.
Yeah,
he doesn't get the respect when he's struggling to do something about it and can't. So I'm for the little guy. I'm not for the big guy. Canelo's the big guy, and I respect him, love Canelo, but I'm always for the underdog most of the times. And I think when you look at the career of Andrade, you have to say that he hasn't been his fault or not his fault. He hasn't been given the opportunity, and every guy that he's fought has been, less than better. I guarantee you this. Here's the predicament that Andrade's in. Let me break it down. If Andrade, you tell me, Imran, Andrade beats Golovkin, all right? If he beats him now, let's say he beats him, they were to fight now before Golovkin fights Canelo. Let's say that wasn't going to happen, and he beats him. You know what they're going to say? He was 40 years old. He's old. He wouldn't get the respect.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
They would always find something against this guy. Now, if Canelo beats him, they're going to say, you see, Canelo was always better. You see, Canelo was always better. And that's the duplicity that I'm having a hard time, with Andrade. Eddie Hearn said, bring anybody, we accept. Right? And then you get a guy like David Benavidez pricing himself out. Golovkin not picking up the phone and making the fight. Charlo not being able to make the fight. I'm talking about now. Forget about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm talking about now, today. because we can't do anything about what happened or what didn't happen 5 years ago, right? We're talking about 2022. Who's searching for those fights? Andrade is, man, and everyone's ducking them right now. So you tell me, Imran, what is a guy like that supposed to do to get his props in the sport?
Fight a dangerous opponent, like he could have.
They won't fight him. What do you mean?
Man. Gennday Beck was right there. If we're talking about eye tests and skill sets and all that, and we're talking about that aspect of everything, Gennday Beck and Khanuli was right there. I was so ready to like finally start becoming like an Andrade fan, win or lose, depending on how he did in that fight. Just the fact that he was going to take on somebody that's like a stylistic nightmare such as him, and he turned it down to move up in a division that Canelo looks like he's most likely going to be out of once he barring the Triple G fight, but obviously he's going to go up in Unify 175. So knowing he has business up there, like it seems just smoke and mirrors to me. It just seems like smoke and mirrors,
So you're telling me, sorry, what's your name? I didn't get your name, boss.
Brendan.
I'm Brendan.
And my bad,
Brendan, you're telling me that was the fight for you that would have put Andrade. It's always the next fight that didn't happen that would put Andrade on the map. He can't win. That's my point. That's a mandatory fight. It's always the next fight. It's always the next guy that he didn't take. It's always the fight that he didn't take was the one that he should have taken to prove himself. And I think that's the problem. The problem is it's always the next fight that he didn't take. That was the fight. That's a mandatory fight. Who would have given him props? Who has Gennday Beck fought?
Dude, in 30 fights, who is the most dangerous guy that Demetrius Andrade has fought?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about would you have given him props?
The first thing I said was I would have given him props, win or lose. Just the fact that he fought somebody as dangerous as that would have been enough.
So sorry, my point is this: what makes Gennday Beck so dangerous? What makes Gennday Beck that guy?
Watch him fight. Like,
but you could have said that for a lot of different fighters that he fought. A lot of different fighters were good fighters.
You can't line up Anim Khanuli. You can't line him up against Liam Williams or Jason Quigley or even the dude that dropped him back in 2014 when he was better. You can't line them up skill for skill, like watch them fight and tell me that he would not have been the most dangerous person that would have been in the ring with Andrade. Like, that was a 50-50 fight. 50-50.
Imran, what are you saying, bro?
Well, it would have been, the Gennday Beck fight would have been a fight where Andrade would have had not much to gain, but a lot to lose, right?
And that's the same position that everybody else is in regards to Andrade, right? They don't have much to gain from Andrade.
So it's kind of a bit like if Andrade, I don't know, it's a tough one. But Andrade, the problem is Andrade now fighting Zach Parker. I don't see do you see what I mean? So I'm kind of like confused that he's gone up and fighting Zach Parker. I don't get it. I don't like if he went up and he's fighting this Benavidez, for example.
Right. No, that's yeah. That's what he wants to do.
But you're fighting Parker. Do you know what I mean? I don't. What's that fight gonna do?
But he has
it's gonna make him the mandatory. Because he wants.
No,
it's gonna make him the mandatory.
I get it's gonna be mandatory, but mandatory for who?
Canelo.
But Canelo's not gonna fight.
See what he's doing right now.
But then he's gonna fight after he fights Parker. He's gonna fight Benavidez. So you might as well get your feet wet at 168, become a mandatory for Canelo, and then fight Benavidez, and then boom. If Canelo vacates his belt, which is saying that he's beating Bivol, he's gonna vacate his belts and then go fight, Better Biev. Let's say something goes wrong with that or that doesn't happen. If Andrade beats Parker, becomes mandatory, then beats Benavidez, I mean, it's gonna be all the pressure in the world for Canelo to fight him, no?
Yeah, the problem is that Andrade hasn't got time. His time's not on his side. He's 34, 35 years of age. He needs it now. Okay. Otherwise, Andrade relies on speed, movement, stamina.
Yeah.
Right? He relies on all of that. They go with age. So he hasn't got long left. Maybe 1 year, 2 years max. Then he's done.
So Emran, what's the route if you're Andrade and you're looking to secure a big fight and no one wants to face you? What route would you take? Because no one at 160 wanted to play ball with him, right? We can say no one really wanted to play ball with him. None of the big names, right? What route is he supposed to take to basically get that big fight? I think he did the right thing. I think he did the right thing there's a lot more top fighters in 168 than 160. So if he's a belt holder in 168, if he beats Parker, right? And he either one or two things is going to happen. He's going to get the vacated belt that Canelo leaves, right? Or he's going to fight David Benavidez, and that's securing himself a big fight. You're right. Age is not on his side, but I don't see another route for him. I just don't see how he's going to get it.
The only big fight that he could probably get at 160 is if Golovkin fights Canelo and he gets beat, and I'm saying he doesn't get washed, like he doesn't get battered by Canelo, and he has the desire to fight on and become undisputed at 160, because Andrade is still a champion at 160. And if Golovkin decides, you know what, I'm going to become undisputed at 160, then Andrade might get a shot at Golovkin if Golovkin has the ambition after the Canelo fight, which if he was to lose, which everyone expects him to, then he may get a shot at maybe an undisputed fight. If obviously Golovkin can get a fight with Charlo, or maybe Andrade and Charlo can square off, and then the winner fights Golovkin for undisputed. That's what I think should happen. I think Golovkin should fight the winner of those two for the undisputed fight, because I think it would be fair for Golovkin to get that opportunity with the career that he's had and how unfair it's been. I think Golovkin at one point would have been an undisputed middleweight champion of the world, right? I think he was the best middleweight in the world. So I think it would be only fair for him to get that opportunity right now get that opportunity to fight for the undisputed. But again, that comes down to Charlo and Andrade fighting each other. And we've seen that it seems like they've had issues of making that fight. So
Charlo has no excuse. I don't. That's so weird with Charlo. Like, there's literally no excuse for him to be fighting Selecki right now instead of.
No, there isn't. He should be fighting Andrade, really.
Because he's ducking.
Why did they make an offer to Munguia but not Charlo? Andrade. Sorry, they made an offer to Munguia, but they never made an offer to Andrade.
I feel like
it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. You make an offer to to Munguia, who's not even a champion. He's not even a champion. Andrade's a champion, and you don't even make an offer to him. What's that all about? I don't totally get that. And Eddie Hearn and Andrade said they were willing to fight on Fox, so it wouldn't have even been a problem with a broadcaster. So why are you making an offer to Munguia when you know that Golden Boy are not going to allow him to fight on Fox? They're not going to allow him, whereas Andrade's already said that he's willing to fight on Fox. So for me, really, I don't understand, because that's the fight that should be happening. Not Andrade going up and fighting Parker. He should be fighting Charlo, but Charlo and his team, they just don't want it for some reason. I don't understand why they don't want the fight.
Andrade could have moved up a long time ago. Any of these fighters that are still at 160 who've been running their mouths and talking about, fighting Canelo like the past couple of years now, they could have been moved up to 168 and potentially gotten in Canelo's way en route to collecting all the belts.
Hey, but he did though. He wanted. Andrade was scheduled to fight Billy Joe at 168.
At 168. Because I can look.
Billy Joe was at 168.
No, I think that was at 160.
That was at 160.
Billy Joe was a middleweight world champion.
Yeah, that was at 160.
Well,
none of them moved up.
Him. Everybody ducking him, bro.
No, don't duck.
That was a fight. That was a fight. The Billy Joe fight, Brendan. The Billy Joe fight was going to be Andrade's breakout fight, right?
At 168.
Yeah, at 160. At 160.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. I feel like instead of moving up to 168 after it's already said and done, and now Canelo's looking to unify at 175, Any one of them guys at 160 could have moved up before Canelo fought Smith, or after he fought Smith, or while he was fighting Yildirim. Any one of
Yeah,
them guys could have moved up.
Yeah,
You're
but
right, Brendan.
at the time, I think at the time, the Andrade was probably thinking that the Charlo fight would happen.
yeah,
You know what I
or
mean? He's
Triple
probably
G.
thinking that the middleweight. It's only now that they're looking. You can clearly see that Charlo. Like I said, that fight should be happening. Really, I think
there was no excuse.
disgrace.
Like,
I think it's a disgrace. Really, I think it's a disgrace that in America that you've got two guys that are undefeated world champions in the middleweight division and they're not fighting each other. It's embarrassing. It's actually
really.
I don't care whose fault it is. It's embarrassing, and that's why the sport in America is dying. But here in the UK, the sport's thriving because a lot of the guys here fight each other. You know, the sport there, like you've got, like it's crazy. Two undefeated, right? Black American fighters not fighting each other. It's like,
but that's the state of things now, Imran. Because you even look at the Spence Crawford situation. How can that not be made? How can that not be made? It's too much politics, and they really got to sit down and sort it out. Because you're right, here boxing is not what it used to be before. When you had Tommy Hearn, Leonard, you had that guy. What's his name from
Hagler?
Who?
Hagler, Marvin Hagler.
Hagler and Duran. All those guys fought each other. And just because you lost, they were beating each other up. And just because you lost to someone didn't make you a horrible fighter or didn't make you a bad fighter. You just lost to a good fighter. It's nothing bad with that. So, I mean, to me, they have to get back to that. Although I think it was Hagler. No, it was I think it was Hagler. One of them had to go to Congress to get the fight. One of them had to go to like the Congress or something like that to get the actual fight. So, I mean, it's always been a part of it, but it seems more now than before that they just don't want to put their O on the line when it really matters. So I hope that changes. But I hope Andre gets a big fight, hopefully by the end of this year, and against David Benavidez, because he is definitely run out of time. And I don't care if he loses or wins. I just want to see what he can do versus a real top fighter. I don't care if he loses. Just let me see.
He's gonna beat the hell out of him.
But that's what you think. But that's what you think.
Yeah,
we don't know. That's my point. We don't know. No one knows. You have to let the fight play out, right?
I don't think Benavidez. What did you say? Benavidez will beat up Andrade.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not that high on Benavidez.
The heck out of him.
Like that. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I think if you were to say to me, Golovkin beats up Andrade, even at this point, I'd probably agree with you. But Benavidez, I'm not. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I would love to see Golovkin v Andrade. I'd love to see that fight. I still think Golovkin's a huge problem, even at 40 for that style. I still think Golovkin's a problem.
Do any of y'all on the panel think that Ronald Ellis, Canelo's sparring partner, and the guy that Benavidez fought in second to last fight, how do y'all think that guy at 168 would do it against Andrade?
Ronald Ellis, he's not a top fighter though. He's not
like, you know, just based on how they operated in the ring and whatnot. Like, how do y'all think that he would do? Because
Andrade would beat him. You don't think Andrade will beat Ronald Ellis?
That's an even fight, and because
Brandon, you gotta stop, man. You have got to stop.
Because that's an even fight, and the way Benavidez did him over the course of 11 rounds, man. I don't see Andrade.
No, the thing is though, Brendan, I don't know about Benavidez. I've said I've got my question marks over that guy. I'm not sure about him. I don't know. I definitely don't know.
We're talking about lower caliber fighters in comparison.
But this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know if Benavidez beats Andrade. I think Andrade is a tough fight because Andrade moves. Golovkin's different because Golovkin's a guy that moves his feet and he gets right on top of you. That's why that's a hard fight for Andrade. But Benavidez, he's got very poor feet and he can be outboxed. Again, I don't know. I don't know, Brendan. I don't know about that one. I'm a bit. I don't
Andrade
know.
ducks his head, man. He does that same thing that Saunders does as a southpaw. And he loves to throw like lunging single shot. You saw all those uppercuts he was smashing Liam Williams with. And
Hmm.
so yeah, he loves to throw and like lunge with lead hand shots. I just see him get. That's going to be the death of him, just like how it was for Saunders. So somebody
Nah, man.
come
As Steven,
Billy Joe can't let when Andrade hits you, man. Those shots are like they're accurate
too.
and they're
It,
powerful, man. Billy Joe was out there pity patting with Canelo. He had no shot. You have to hit Canelo if you're gonna have any chance, or
got
he's
to
just gonna
commit.
rush you down. You don't take that sissy stuff. You gotta hit Canelo. Billy Joe wasn't hitting Canelo, all that pity pat. When Andrade throws those things, as wild and crazy as they look, when they hit, they hit. You see dudes fly. They go
Gonna get
flying.
counted, man. He's gonna get counted.
you know,
Oh yeah, but you
Brendan.
can't say oh he's just like Billy Joe, you know. Oh, you know, you just hit
He's
throwing
no,
those
no,
wild
no, no, no,
shots.
no, no, no. But he still does the same thing that when he punches in a lot of instances, he'll do that lunging and try to duck his head out the way, just
Yeah,
like how Saunders does.
but
So,
it's
but
way more effective than Billy
you
Joe.
can take. I mean,
It's way more.
how
Come
because
on, man.
it has power. Like the technique is still
Yes.
flawed. The technique itself is still flawed. Like that
Yeah, it
maneuver.
is. It is, but
They
it has
teach you
power
not to
though.
do that. They teach you not to do that at the gym. You know, not to lunge in and duck
Yeah,
your
but,
knees
but
like
he's
that.
perfected it, bro. 30 and 0, bro.
He
30,
just
30.
ain't been in there with nobody that can take advantage. Liam Williams was so one dimensional, bro. He's so one dimensional, and he resorted to just backpedaling and winning on points, hugging it. I, I just don't rate Andrade very very
Yeah,
highly.
we can tell, bro.
But here's the thing, Steven, what did you think of today, the Golovkin fight? Golovkin and Murata.
I think, man, Love can look so good to me, man. He looks strong in there, man. And
Steven, I
early,
love it. I love
yeah,
it.
man,
You know,
yeah,
a lot of these guys were saying Golovkin. A lot of people are saying Golovkin's finished. He looked slow. He looked old. He looked like he was
I
getting
mean,
hurt.
he is, but he ain't finished.
Imran.
Yeah,
Gennady is still handing out slobber knockers.
yeah,
You
that's
see,
it.
he's still handing out slobber knockers and knuckle sandwiches left to right. So, he's still a formidable uh, uh, force in the ring, man. And you got it. And that's why I salute Gennady because he a for real killer, man. He was real good in that fight, man. To me, I think he
He,
weathered the storm. He showed that he still had the durability. He still showed that he had the ring IQ, and he out man. Let's just face it. He beat a younger Murata who was game. That
yeah, yeah.
Murata was no joke in there, man.
Do you think? We were talking about Andrade Charlo? We'll come on to Canelo in a bit because obviously that's the next fight. But if GGG was to fight Andrade and Charlo, how do you see those fights going?
Man, honestly, I love Gennady, man, but I call things fair, man, and I see him having a struggle with both of them,
Mm,
especially Andrade. I don't, what I'm saying, Andrade gonna pose some real threats to Gennady.
Golovkin.
Because and check it out, man. I'm saying this because Gennady, he looked his age. He looked every bit
Mm.
of 40 in there. Would
Mm.
everybody agree?
Yeah, he did look a bit
Yeah.
slower, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the decline.
And somebody who was just awkward as Andrade, and somebody who was as strong as Charlo,
Mm.
they gonna press him a little bit. So
They're used.
those are tough fights.
Mm. You know what? Steven?
Uh-huh.
I feel bad because whenever there's a guy that I think would have beat guys in his prime, and now potentially because he's old, he may
Hmm.
end up losing. Because I
Yeah.
think 5-6 years ago, I think Golovkin beats them both.
Hey
Like,
man, yeah. Hey man, listen. 5 or 6 years ago, Gennady was the top middleweight in the world, man. Word him up.
Mm-hmm.
He was the top middleweight in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody was free.
Is he one of the greatest middleweights of all time, Stephen Gennady?
Yeah, I say Gennady is. I have him up there as one of the greatest of all time, man. You know, man, you know what, man? You can't always quantify the greatest of all time
Yeah.
by wins or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's different intangibles, different variables to which you judge somebody as being the greatest of all time. And Gennady had it, man. I think he was robbed 2 times, not once, but twice against Canelo Saul, who won payday, Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? He was robbed twice. And you know what? Sometimes when you rob somebody, that decimates them. That kills them. And that's kind of like what happened. Notice that what happened with Canelo. Canelo went up, 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 and Gennady, he went down, down, down. He fired Abel Sanchez, and I think him and Abel Sanchez like peanut butter and jelly, my man. They like peanut butter and jelly. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. You know what? I feel bad for Golovkin because, like, when you look back at his legacy, he's got 1 draw and a loss against Canelo, and it should be probably 1 win and 1 loss. You know, and Steven thinks he beat him both times. So, you know, so like many people think that you know Golovkin beat him both times. You know what I mean?
But, yeah, I mean, you know, Gennady just got that style to where it's hard, you know, say if you a novice at looking at boxing, and if you just somebody who just coming into boxing and you looking for movement and everything, you're gonna score Gennady's fights like he's underperforming. But really, in reality, Gennady is connected. Gennady is scoring a lot, and Gennady will out jab and out score, outpoint anybody pretty much.
Well, okay, so Stephen, if now in September Canelo beats Bivol, which again people are overlooking because there's no guarantee Canelo's gonna beat Bivol here, right? That's a dangerous fight. And actually, Stephen has Bivol winning that fight. So just to get that out, I know you think Bivol's gonna win, Stephen. But if Canelo was to win and then Gennady and Canelo fight again in September, how do you see that one going?
Well, I'm lean, and I'll let the rest of the panel give their observation. But I got, you know what, at the watch of Gennady, and this is nothing against Gennady, nothing. You know, Gennady, my heart, man, I love Gennady, but at the seeing Gennady, you know, just barely get out of there with Murata, he just get out by the hair on his chin. I'm gonna have to roll with, you know. I gotta roll with Canelo in the rematch. I mean, if they fight again
by knockout,
not by knockout. But you know what, man, Gennady kind of weak to the body.
Yeah.
Hey, you notice that?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I've noticed that a little bit where it looks like he's taking those body shots. He ain't liking them body shots anymore.
He kind of weak to the body, man. So Canelo might get him up out of there, man. If he go to the body.
You know that's what he's good at too.
Go on, D Money.
Well, I was gonna ask you, Imran. So to me, it's like if we go back to when Gennady and Canelo fought that first time, it seems like Canelo and his skills.
Hey, I'm gonna put you on hold for a second. You hear me?
Yeah,
my man. I'm gonna put you on hold.
Yeah. Cool.
So it seemed like Canelo went up a little bit as far as his overall ability, since that last fight. It looks like he's gotten a little bit better, no? And to me, it seems like Triple G's gone just because of age. Just because of age and inactivity. It just seems like it just took a little, it's taking a little step down now. So if I had to pick it, it just would seem backwards to say like, nah, Triple G's here now, like he just, and that's why I think a lot of people are saying Canelo aged him out, but I don't see Canelo, like if if Triple G was gonna go in there and beat him, like, how do you think he would beat Canelo at this point? Like, what could he do? How could you see
he
him?
probably have to land something massive, and just wipe him out. Otherwise, how's he gonna win? How's he gonna? I don't know. Like,
Bring a hammer.
I think Andrade needs to do. I think Brendan. What do you think?
He probably have to bring a hammer to the ring if he
A
wants
real
to.
life hammer.
Man, Canelo, he just has too much of everything that's like bad for somebody that's not Canelo, but Triple G's age right now.
Yeah.
Canelo's bread and butter is his body assaults, and we saw somebody with the skill set of Murata. We saw what he was doing to him, to the body every time he go down. Like Canelo, he throughout every round setting up headshots to the body, and he's setting up body shots, going up to the head. So like, man, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a sad day. But
he might retire.
Does he need to just throw caution to the wind, like just go out there and go after Canelo?
If he does that, he gets knocked out. Even if he has a more patient approach, even today, yes, I agree with bro. What's your name? What's your name, man? D Money. I agree. Of course, I agree with you too. Like Canelo, he's only gotten better physically, and mentally. But I feel like Triple G, he's not as good physically now, but I think his mental is improved a little bit. Just because he's more patient now that he isn't more like as much of a destroyer because of his age now. But even then, he can come in there patient, and all Canelo's going to do is just break him down. Like, I just don't see how Triple G will be able to pull this one off. Not against this version of Canelo, at least.
Look, 5 years ago, Murata's not seeing the third round with Triple G. He's not seeing the third round, man.
I don't know though about that. A lot of people say that, but who did Golovkin knock out in 3 rounds? Even 5-6 years ago, like Murray went 11 rounds. Murray went 11 rounds. Lemieux went 8 rounds. A lot of guys went a lot of rounds. Even Willie
had to knock down Andrade. He fought the same dude, right? Even though he's what's his name? Vanes? I don't know where he's from, but it's the guy that knocked down.
Mayorga was it?
Yeah, him. Vanes his first name, I think. But he got him out of there in like 2 rounds.
Granted, but what I mean is generally, if you look at Golovkin, a lot of the guys that he fought, I can remember them taking him. Even Rosado, didn't he go quite a few rounds?
But he beat the man. He was beating.
Yeah, no, he did beat him up, but But like he went quite a few rounds. You know what I mean? So I don't know whether Golovkin was white. Like I don't think Golovkin's like a Wilder. You know what I mean? Where he hits you with one punch and he just wipes you out. I think Golovkin just beats you up into submits you.
Yeah, it would have been worse.
I don't know if he would have got him out there in 3 rounds or 4 rounds. I don't know.
With that no defense style, with my face as my defense type of style, that's why I said that, because those old, like the punches he took from Triple G in those early rounds, if you take those 5 years ago, you might get slept. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I don't know about him.
But didn't he knock out Steve Rose quite quick?
He got him out of there fast too. I think that was recent. I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not going to speak on it. It was 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, that was recent. So Golovkin, like I don't know. I don't know. Golovkin's a guy where he beats you up, beats you down, and then wipes you out. But I'm really intrigued, man. I'm really intrigued to see what Golovkin does against Canelo. Let's see if he can push him, because I do think Golovkin's style is a problem for Canelo, but I don't know whether he's slowed down severely at this point, where he's not that guy. But Golovkin's style in his prime, for me, if he fought Canelo 10 times, I think it would be tough for Canelo 10 times. I think it would be like... Go on,
this
Steve.
is what I think about Triple G. I feel like that the Triple G fight is going to be a really, really, really good tune-up for whenever he gets ready to fight. Better be a...
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Do you hear? Look, we've got Getty Ketty, who's a GGG fan. He's a big GGG fan, and he says GGG is more Mexican than Saul could ever be.
I don't get it.
Okay. This guy.
GGG is more Mexican than Saul can ever be. What do you think to that, Stephen?
Canelo got a lot of wrinkles in his game, man. He really don't fight like the typical Mexicano. I mean, he fight, so he's kind of like out the realm of just being a stereotypical Mexican fighter. He ain't like watching Julio Cesar Chavez or somebody like.
You want to know what I just thought of this. They'll shut that whole narrative down that Triple G is more Mexican than Saul. Triple G don't go to the body nowhere near as much as Canelo does. So I don't see why people say that just because he comes forward. Because the only fight that Canelo didn't really come forward in was the first Triple G fight. He pushed him back the second fight and been pushing people back ever since.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, Rand, did you see in the panel too? Did y'all see Tony Harrison?
Tony
Yeah,
Harrison.
yeah, well,
with the press
yeah,
conference.
I seen that.
Oh
That
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
that guy's crazy, man.
Jumped
Hey
off the
man,
stage.
I gotta be honest with you. Tony Harrison is one of my favorite fighters, man.
Next.
He's one of my favorites. His press conferences be up, man. They up there. They like watching Ricardo Mayorga or somebody. Man, they just be
He was wild, man. He was wild. Mayorga was wild.
Yeah, Mayorga was wild. I mean, wow.
He
He's
was
wild.
wasn't he was the one that slapped Shane Mosley's wife behind, didn't it?
Wife smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, that's not. No, man, I'm not about that, man. I'm not, and she gave him opportunity. She gave him an opportunity as well. That's a bit. Nah, I ain't about that. Like, fair enough if like cursing someone's wife is bad enough, but then to do that, man, that's next level. That guy was wild, man.
That's wild.
He gave that dude a beating, boy. But Ricardo, man, what used to get me with him, man? I used to love him, man, because he used to come out. Remember y'all? He used to come out smoking the cigarettes.
Yeah. Man, he used to talk so much shit. Man, he'll let you punch him all in his head, and he dancing and stuff, talking noise. Yeah.
That guy was. Yeah. That guy was wild, man. But he could take a punch, man. Mayorga could take a punch.
I can't believe he beat Burning Forest. Because Burning Forest was cold. That dude was cold.
Yeah, he was a killer.
Yeah, Burning Forest was cold with it, man. He was cold with it. You know what though, y'all? He just had Burning Forest's number, man. He just had his number, man. He was his antithesis. He was his kryptonite. I don't know. I read comic books over in the UK and Iran, but Superman, his Achilles heel is kryptonite, and that's kind of like Ricardo was.
Steven, I want to ask you, like, what? So, what do you want to see for Gennady? Do you want to see him retire, or do you want to see him fight on?
I want to see him fight one more fight, okay. But I want to see him. This is gonna be selfish of me because I love him so much. I want to see him. I want to see him fight somebody and win. But with the opposition in his weight class, it's gonna be kind of hard because he ain't beating Canelo. I think he has a hard time with Jamal. I think he got a hard time with Andrade. Who's gonna beat him? I mean, who is he gonna beat? So I really leaning towards him just retiring.
But he ain't gonna retire though, is he? He's not gonna retire when he's got the Canelo payday.
Listen, he won't Canelo. So I think he gonna gun for Canelo. If he can't get Canelo, he'll probably fight another throwaway fighter and then.
He has Canelo though.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think, Demon?
No, he has. It's in the contract. No,
they've already signed.
Yeah. So he has Canelo already. So, Imran, are you saying if he beats Canelo, or are you saying if he loses to Canelo?
No. I'm saying like if he fights, who's he got to fight? Like I was asking Steven, I know he's going to fight Canelo next, but
Yeah.
what would he rather see him do next? Would he see him retire? Would he rather him fight somebody else? But I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know if I definitely think he's going to fight Canelo next, because
Yeah.
I think he's got hatred for Canelo. I think he don't like Canelo. He feels he's been robbed twice. He feels he's been done dirty twice. He wants to beat him up. That's why I'm saying. That's why I said to Brendan and I said to you, I think Genndy's gonna go for him. I don't think he's gonna say. I think he's gonna go into that fight with the attitude, it's me or you. You know what I mean? I'm either killed or I'm gonna kill you. I think that's the kind of attitude Golovkin's gonna go into the fight against Canelo.
Yeah, no, and that definitely makes it intriguing. I think that definitely makes it intriguing, and I'll definitely be rooting for Genndy because I want to see him, win. But it's just like, man, he just got to be careful, man, because he's gonna be in for all he could take, man. And if you take, I don't know at this point, this is the strongest that I think I've ever seen Canelo. It's like if he gets to teeing off, and hits you clean. It's like, man, it's like a clock starts ticking off. It's like a matter of time, man. It's like that's what he wants to do. Canelo just wants to get you either on the ropes or get you to stop, and so he can land a clean shot, and that's it. It's like
imagine though, D-Money, if he wins the fight. Imagine, he's one of the greatest. If he wins, years of age,
it's over.
He's one of the greatest.
It's over. Yeah. I mean, second to, I don't know. Does he surpass Canelo as the king of this era?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what Canelo's got a lot to lose here.
That's who surpassed Canelo. Who y'all talking about?
Golovkin, if he beats Canelo in the third fight at 40,
that'd be insane.
Yeah, you got to roll with Genndy, because if Golovkin beat him a third time, he beat him 3 times in a row.
Debatably.
I'm just keep it all the way real with you. I'm just keep it all the way real with you. I ain't gonna hold back. He beat him 3 times in a row. If he beat him again,
Reed.
So yeah,
man, I feel like this. I'm sorry. I was just saying that the second fight, that fight, I feel like was the draw that should have been. That should have been.
Yeah.
That was the draw that should have been. Or Canelo eat that out.
Or Canelo won. Right.
Yeah. But of course, I will always stand by having it 7-5 for Triple G in the first in their first fight. But
if Triple G can do that at 40, I mean, that's bigger than Mayweather beating Canelo to me. That shoots Triple G. That shoots Triple G into you are up there, man. As one of the all-time greats. And it's nobody could debate that, man. I mean, that'd be the great. He might as well just retire. He might as well just retire at that point. Just let it go, because that's it. Man.
I think Canelo. I think the third fight. I think Canelo gonna go to that body. He sees Genndy to the body. I think he'll get Genndy up out of there, man. Because Genndy was grimacing. I seen him grimace from McDonald's. Remember grimace?
Yeah.
They were both making funny faces.
But Steven, you don't think it's gonna get to that place because you think Bivol's gonna put a spanner in the works.
No,
man. Everybody's talking like it's a foregone conclusion.
It ain't. It's not.
He gonna run through Bivol like Bivol some type of hoe. Like he's some type of hoe. Come on, man.
Man, I've been watching Bivol's training footage, the side by side comparisons, with it coming up and everything. And gosh, dude, if Bivol don't start putting that lead hand up to it, not lead, but that backhand up to his chin after he lets them go, it could be over early, way earlier than what people think.
No. I watch his fights, man. Bivol brings he's so technically sound. He brings his backhand back to his chin.
No. I'm not saying he isn't technically sound. That's a striking thing that he does. That's a striking thing. In fact, just type in right now on your phone or another device, Bivol bag work or Bivol mitt work. That is all you're gonna see. That's how it's in his DNA to not bring that right hand up to his chin because he just don't fight like that.
I don't know, man.
His guard just isn't, you know.
You
Yeah,
talking about
man.
his left? You talking about his left hand?
His back hand, his right hand, the one that's supposed to be up to your chin. That mug down. He be letting his combinations go, and his blitzing and 1-2s go, and that right hand is down, man. It's striking.
All right, but check this out, Steven. I don't know either, but Steven, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this, Steven. Watch this. Okay, so Imran and is Braden, right? Brendan. Y'all are gonna like this. What is Canelo's, if you had to name him, what are his two biggest weaknesses?
Definitely mobility. It's gonna be mobility.
And
footwork, probably.
I would say eating that good old carne asada, tainted meat.
This dude, man.
He's vegan now, man. You can't say it no more. that boy.
Yeah, what do you guys make of that?
Now. He eating leaves now and spinach. Eating espinaga. Oh yeah.
Well, he has gotten bigger, so I don't know what vegans eat, but he's gotten bigger, so I don't know. But all that to say, if you say Brendan that his biggest weakness is mobility, and you watch Bivol fight, that dude's moving the whole fight. Like he almost never ever stops. Like he's constantly going like in and out, like all 12, bro.
He's gonna get that ring cut off. He's gonna May 7th. That ring is gonna get cut off in a sophisticated manner, man. That ring.
He better, bro. Because to me, he moves better than Lara. To be honest, Lara moves. Yeah. Lara would run to where he's moving like side to side, but Bivol doesn't run,
Bivol's
man.
Gonna engage. Bivol's gonna engage with you.
He engages and then moves out when he thinks you're gonna hit him back. And so if he's doing that and not getting on the ropes.
And another thing, y'all, Dimitri don't care about the odds being stacked up against him. He's oblivious to that.
Yeah.
Want to get in there and bang something, man, because he want to show he the top dog. He the killer in the ring.
Yeah.
I think Dimitri gonna do real well, man. I think y'all might be in for a surprise, man. Because I picked Dimitri.
How y'all think he's gonna handle his punching power? How y'all think he's gonna handle?
You gotta hit him though. You gotta hit him first though.
He's going to hit him. I guarantee he's going to be catching him. He's going to be cutting that ring off, man. He's gonna be cutting that ring off.
Where was that with Lara?
He gonna be throwing. You can't say nothing about Lara because Canelo. You even said it yourself. His skill set's way higher than it is back then. So
yeah. But I don't know about the movement though. I think he's increased in a lot of areas, but what about movement? That's one area where I'm watching him and I'm like, his movement, like that's not one of the areas where I'm like, oh yeah, he's
it's don't excel, but it's subtle. But because he cuts off the ring so well, you have to have some type of footwork, sophisticated footwork, to be able to cut off somebody and get in that position that they otherwise would probably be in. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's a lot more nuance, not as dynamic. But yeah,
I think Dimitri he got some mobility, man. He got some footwork, man. Look, man. You know what I'm saying? Bivol was in there with Joe Smith, man, and Joe Smith is rough and rugged as they come, man. And I don't think he's been too much more rough than not somebody's, but as far as roughness and just just toughness, Joe Smith is the epitome of that. He the textbook version of that.
He ain't got he don't have nowhere near the dimensions of a Canelo though, man. He was, dare I say, pretty one-dimensional in that fight, man. I watched that at work like a week or two ago. Like he's pretty. He ain't got that many variables.
Smith is pretty poor, Steven.
But what I'm saying though, in terms of being in there with somebody who's determined to cut out the ring, I think Bivol struggle with that. He might handle that very well.
You gotta take the fight to Canelo if he wants. He has to mix it up really, really, really well. Like he
does though, and this is the thing too, because other than the movement, which I'm still not convinced, because like I said, we haven't seen Canelo go up against another mover on this caliber, since he's been fighting since Lar. But another thing that Canelo, I would say his second weakness, he has a lot of things that are great. I mean, but his second weakness would be his jabs, or like getting hit with jabs. Like Canelo, with all of his head movement and how great of his defense is, Kovalev, Plant.
He's a good jabber.
Everybody hits him with jabs.
You're naming good. You just named really, really, really good jabbers though. Kovalev got a really good jab. Plant got a really, really good jab. That's one of
Bivol's jab. That's what I'm saying though. But Bivol's jab is like S tier compared to those. Bivol's jab, when you watch that dude jab and the fighters take his jab, that jab is like a straight like that.
I ain't gonna argue against that. I don't know about S. I don't know about like just on a completely another strategy. But yeah.
Who has a better lead hand than Bivol at this point?
Dude, how many young strong prospects like Anthony Yard has Bivol knocked out with a jab? Because I can tell you, Sergey Kovalev has done that before. He knocked out somebody with a jab.
Yeah, so, had a great jab.
They was hating on Anthony Yard. Hillary was hating on Anthony Yard a couple weeks ago.
I know he on. Yeah, I was on the panel too. Yeah. He thought I was gonna hate on Anthony Yard with him.
You know what? But the thing is like you guys from America rate Anthony Yard more than people from the UK rate Anthony Yard. He's not rated that highly in the UK.
Man, y'all just don't appreciate them skills, man.
Man, yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Now he got a lot to prove. Though. He got a whole lot to prove. But yeah, I rate him. He looked good against Grant. You might not rate Lyndon Arthur either, but just seeing what Anthony Yard's capable of as far as like adjusting for an opponent or whatever, he passed with flying colors in that rematch against Lyndon, and he mixed it up really good too. Had me thinking like, damn,
adjustments.
Yeah, look good in there.
You know what?
Body set it up to the head.
You just inspired me. I'm finna go in here and stream some YouTube to the TV, chill with my wifey, smoke me a cigar too, and watch that Anthony Yard fight.
Yeah.
Are you watching Ryan Garcia tonight?
Ooh,
yeah, we gonna try to watch that too, man. I got some people coming over, man. So man, I'm gonna have to hop off here, man, with y'all, man. You know,
is he gonna win tonight? Before you go, Stephen, is he gonna win?
Who, Ryan? Ryan, he'll win. He should. What you say?
He should.
Yeah, he should, man. I don't know, man. I'm not that clear with Ryan. You know what I mean? He's a bit I don't know. He's not fought for a while, and that Ghanaian looks tough.
All I know, if the dude from Ghana knocks out Ryan Garcia, I'm gonna be happy. My little pocket's gonna. Yeah.
Are you playing on Tagoa?
Yeah. I put a little something on him, but of course, logically, Ryan should remove his head from his shoulder with a left hook. Yeah, but I mean, man, he let Luke Campbell come down, man. So anything can happen in there. Especially the dude looks like he wants to kill him. So hey. I ain't hurting.
He got Joe Goosen now.
Yeah, he's got Joe Goosen. Yeah.
So we gotta see how that's gonna look with the new trainer and everything. Then
what do you guys make of Gervonta and Mayweather, man? Them two are going back and forth.
Man. The whole thing is crazy.
I don't know what it's about, man. I don't know what Gervonta like, bro. Like I feel like the fight game today. I don't know if Mayweather did it or whatever, but everybody's trying to keep that And I don't know if Gervonta wants to admit it or not, man, but Mayweather, he didn't make him, but you know what I'm saying? He made him a star. Like as a promotional company, Mayweather did a great job with Gennday Davis. Like he's a top 5 name in boxing to me. Like maybe we're not talking about skill sets, but just names, popularity. Like if you say Gennday Davis's name in like the mall, most people are gonna know, if they watch boxing at all, are gonna know who you're talking about. Like he's a star, And
that was because of Mayweather.
I want to say
Mayweather, bro. He had to fight. It was Mayweather too. So I don't like all this. Like
Steven's not a big fan of Mayweather though. Steven thinks that Mayweather's making Tank like him cherry picking fights. Ain't that right?
Yeah. Wrong. I ain't gonna lie though, man. I when I first really like started boxing and got into boxing around like 2017, the two first people that caught my eye were Gervonta Tank Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko. That should put a perspective on how long I've been waiting on them two to fight, and how long I've kind of like noticed how they've been, carrying his Tank Davis's career. So Davis is a grown man. If he's trying to spread his wings and fly, and if that's going to finally get him the big fights, like how when Canelo left Golden Boy, by all means, please,
Yeah.
the drama, the drama is probably a little bit, unnecessary. Just part ways, shake hands, and leave it at that. I don't know why that's so hard.
I don't know
Steven,
either.
what
I
do you
think
Everybody has an opinion.
I think he needed to make this decision a long time ago, because Floyd's been hindering Gervonta's success by having these cherry pick fights, just like he was doing towards the end of his career. And Gervonta, Gervonta want to be a killer. He don't want to be somebody who was just known for exploitation. He want to be a real champ. And so this is what got to happen.
Yeah, I think there's calculation as a promoter, though. You got to build up a fighter. You want to build them up, make sure they're ready, and then when that opportunity comes, like let's say, Devin Haney and who's he fighting? Kambosos. Maybe offer up some big money for him to take that. After it gets the winner of that, stuff like that. You can build up a fighter. Like you look at Triple G and Canelo. Like you just don't fight everybody that you could possibly fight that has any type of danger just back to back to back. Like you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta build up. And I don't know why. It isn't all this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be a great fight. I do agree. Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko. That's a great fight, man. That's a great fight.
What if Gervonta takes that L though, and you lose your O?
Oh.
So now it's then it looks like you're a hype job. Now it just looks like you just,
It depends on how he looks in route taking though. Just like we got plenty of people praising Murata for going out on the shield pretty much and being as tough as he was. So man, it just depends on how he looks. If he gets washed or whatever, you could look at it one or two ways. Yes, he was hype, or Loma is just that good, So and vice versa. So yeah.
But
Who do you think wins that? Who do you think wins that fight? Davis or Lomachenko?
Loma.
The longer they wait, for it, the more it's gonna go in Tank's favor. But
right.
Yeah, but Davis is fine rolly, man. He's fine rolly. You know what I mean? Terrible fight.
If we're going off of how they looked in their last 2 or 3 fights, Loma's probably gonna school them. He's probably gonna school them.
Loma just got to be careful because he gets caught, he'll go down.
Yeah,
you crazy.
Who you said? You said Loma can't mess with Gervonta.
Yeah. Steven.
Oh, you're asleep.
Yeah, I'm real big fan, man. Real big fan. Real big fan. Real.
Yeah, no, me too. I am too. But Loma, to me, man, when we talk about boxing,
Loma is a ballerina. He's not a fighter. He's a ballerina.
He's a ballerina. I'm dead, man.
He just done knocked down literally everybody except for Teofimo that he's fought at lightweight.
He started Teofimo 6 rounds. Watch the back end of that fight.
He's a ballerina princess.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Hey, to be fair though, he did do that Ukrainian dancing, so you can't get mad.
He did. It's accurate what he's saying.
now, if he dancing with the stars, he might win that competition. But Gervonta for real, man. He Gervonta with the business, man. He
got underrated. He got underrated skills. I don't think people respect Gervonta Davis enough for his raw boxing IQ and that power, that equalizing power that he got with it is always going to be a bad combination. But Loma is a different animal. He's a different beast with his skills, man. Like he would drown him. He would drown him. He would drown him.
Well, y'all take it easy, man. I enjoyed it, everything, and
finna get out of here too, man.
You on tomorrow, Imran?
Say that again.
Are you coming on tomorrow?
Yeah, most likely after the Ryan Garcia I'll fight. We'll talk about Ryan Garcia's performance and then see how he gets on with the other top lightweights.
Okay. Y'all be rooting for Tony Harrison tonight, man.
Oh, what do you before you go there? Fandora and Lubin. Who wins that?
I gotta roll with Lubin. I think Lubin the better boxer.
I bet you Lubin wins like the first half and like gets knocked out.
Well, you know, Fedora, his last fight, it kind of worries me with him.
Yeah,
because he a lot of shots and everything, and Lubin is 10 times the fighter that fight his last fight was.
Fandora needs to fight like longer. Like I noticed Fandora loves to stay in like mid to close range, or he needs to fight. He needs to mix it up and fight a little bit longer, you know.
Especially with that reach, I don't get it.
Yeah, 6'7", he should be getting rebounds, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that guy's he's
take it easy, man.
All right, man. All right, bro.
Take care.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here too, y'all. It's been a blast on the panel, man. Y'all be easy. All right, Imran and
take care, man. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, y'all.
Take care, man.
Catch you, man.
Take care, man.
Yeah, man. But what are you saying, bro? What you think about the fights tonight, man?
Well, yeah, I think Garcia wins.